Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to another episode of Action Video Game Talk. I'm your host, Scott Action Jackson. Thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. Once again, we have a list of news articles to go through, so let's hop right into it. If you have any interest in Amiibo figures, you might want to snap them up as they become available. Some characters won't be getting a second printing. Over the weekend, Canadian retailer Video Games Plus shared that it wouldn't be able to get more of some figures. Nintendo has officially discontinued Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and Villager Amiibos, the company writes. Sorry folks, these are gone forever. When reached out to Nintendo to inquire about the status of these figures and the company's plans, we found out that certain toys will not be getting a second run. We will aim for certain Amiibos to always be available, a representative said via email. These will be our most popular characters like Mario and Link. Due to shelf space constraints, other figures likely will not return to the market once they have sold through their initial shipment. If you're planning on an Amiibo collecting, you do well to remember the release dates. The initial 12 figures are out now. 6 more, Luigi, Zelda, Little Mac, Diddy Kong, Pit, and Captain Falcon, are due in December. The full second wave of 11 characters is due in February 2015. This kind of makes sense. I mean, there are going to be some figures that are released for these Amiibo figures that aren't going to be that popular and and Nintendo hasn't really made that many of them. So yeah, they're going to be kind of rare and yeah, difficult to find. On top of that, there's going to be some that will probably be made that are different, in which case those are going to be even more expensive and even more rare to find. I mean, Princess Peach one that had its legs missing, and that was going for a lot of money. And then I think there was maybe like a Link one that had one leg missing. But yeah, this is just to confirm that there's some figures that they won't be restocking on, but some they will keep distributing, like the major characters, like Mario, Link. If I had to guess from the next wave, the rarest ones might be Pit, Captain Falcon, and maybe Little Mac. Those might be the 3 weakest ones. But that's just what I think might be the ones that won't be redistributed. At PlayStation Experience, Square Enix announced Final Fantasy VII for PlayStation 4. While you're busy being disappointed that it isn't the full remake you want, the company's French arm may have something to make you smile. According to a listing on the French version of the company's digital storefront, since removed, Final Fantasy X 10-2 is coming to PlayStation 4. The titles were re-released earlier this year on PlayStation 3 and Vita. Square Enix has responded to our inquiry. We are looking into this matter and have no comment at this time, a representative said via email. In reality, this could be something Square Enix is trying to do to make up for the bullcrap of Final Fantasy VII being released on the PlayStation 4 as just a copy and paste from the PC version, which that's all it's going to be. It's like, that's not what everyone wanted or cared about. They wanted a remake. So to try and make up for it, this is something that they can do. Knowing them, this is probably going to be like maybe a port of the remastering that they had for the PlayStation 3. In which case, a lot of people will be happy about that. But then again, Square Enix hasn't officially confirmed it. It was something that was leaked on a French digital website. So Square Enix could officially confirm it later on. Just right now, we have nothing. But like I said, if they do confirm it, it's just trying to make up for the bullcrap Square Enix pulled with this Final Fantasy VII announcement, which is major bullshit. At the Game Awards, Hideo Kojima and Konami Productions Los Angeles showed off the online component for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. In addition to character customization and the always enjoyable Fulton recovery system, players will be able to take on the role of familiar series characters. The trailer gives us a look at a team infiltrating an enemy base with Kiefer Sutherland's Snake in the lead. Some of the team wears active camouflage. Snake teleports away from a mech at the last minute, and players use all sorts of gadgets to foil the foes. More details will be coming next year, closer to the launch. You know, a lot of people will probably be happy hearing that assuming Snake is going to be playable as a character in this Metal Gear Solid 5 online mode. A lot of people would enjoy that. Of course, that's assuming it keeps Metal Gear Solid 5 online as the name. They could just go ahead and change it to just Metal Gear Solid Online, which I think they kind of did with the PSP ones, because if they did something like that, they'd be kind of copying off Grand Theft Auto. CD Projekt is delaying the release of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt once more. The title was bumped from this year to February 2015 in March of 2014. The latest news puts the game closer to summer. In a statement from the board of CD Projekt, the developer explains the reason for the longer development cycle. The sheer size and complexity of The Witcher, the key features of the title, have had a decisive impact on production, the company writes. Now nearing the end of our work, we see many details that need to be corrected. When we release the most important game in our studio's history, we must be absolutely sure that we did everything we could to limit any bugs to a level that will allow you to enjoy the game thoroughly. The note concludes with an apology to fans and a request for trust. We set the release date too hastily, it says. It's a hard lesson, one to take to heart for the future. We know what we want to do to make Wild Hunt one of the best RPGs you will ever play, and we continue to work hard to achieve just that. The Witcher 3 should now arrive on May 19th, 2015 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. One thing I say most of the time with any game that gets delayed is, which one do you want more? A game that's been rushed out there and not completed, or a game that is fully completed as much as possible? Now it says here that they are correcting some stuff that they found, or at least that's the way it looks. So if they want to work on some more bugs, I'd say let them do it. I mean, if the fans of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt have been waiting this long, they can wait a little bit longer. I mean, it went from releasing February 2015 to now releasing in May 2015. So just 3 months. Relax, people. It's just 3 months. It's not like it's an additional year. There are a few different game modes in Destiny, including cooperative raids, a PvP combat, but an official competitive vehicle racing mode doesn't exist in Bungie's open-world first-person shooter. At the PlayStation Experience event, Bungie's community manager, Eric Osborne, hinted at the idea to add an official racing mode. It's definitely an idea that has come up at the studio, Osborne told GameSpot. Part of the progress of sustaining Destiny is figuring out what's the most bang for the buck. What's the right feedback to go after and address? How do we deliver the experiences that players want? And race is definitely one of the things that has come up as a topic, so we'll see. Now, of course, it is nice that they are listening to the community, listening to people that want to add on additional modes and help the game along. But for me, when I play Destiny, I play it as a first-person shooter. I'm not playing it for a racing mode. I'm not playing to race around these little sparrows. Sometimes we got that already when we start an actual mission, or one of the strikes. We got people who just hop on their sparrow and just take off. To me, we don't need this. I mean, as much fun it is probably for some people who want to just do nothing but race around on their sparrows, it's not needed. I'll be disappointed if they do bring it in. Well, that's it for this episode of Action Video Game Talk. Once again, thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. Later on, I'll have the separate clips up if you want to check out the separate clips, which most people seem to do. I will have the Facebook link down below if you want to go check that out. I think that's it, so until next time, bye.